Hi, it's me again. Before I start, I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not trying to make you think my way or, make people believe the way I believe. So that makes that clear. And as you see the title, think for yourself with your own heart. And yeah, I added the little hearts there, thinking. This is because I really get upset at religions. I hate religion. I mean, I don't like to hate the people in the religion, but I hate religion because it's always about one pastor or minister or priest or whatever, one guy that, guy or girl these days, either one person on a big pedestal, big stage, making other people think the way they think, the way they believe, and a bunch of people sitting there, eating it all up like, it's the best thing, and not really thinking for themselves. And I really hate that because most of those people are pariahs, feeding on the weak-minded people. Though there are people that really don't have the knack to think for themselves. They really actually want to be told what to think and how to live, and it's not like they're stupid. It's a subconscious thing. A lot of them don't even realize that they're that type of person that needs to be told what to do, how to do it, where to go, how to believe, and they just don't realize it. And they need to realize what they're doing, so to figure out if they are the type of person that needs that, or if the type of person that wants to think for themselves. And a lot of times, the people that think for themselves are a more dominant type. They can figure things out. They want to be figuring things out for themselves. They are free thinkers for themselves, and they need to realize that that's what they are. And a lot of times that gets mistaken as you're pushy and blah, blah, blah. No, it's because they are a self-confident person. Some of them take her overboard because they don't even understand themselves. But they are a self-confident person who can think for themselves, come up with their own conclusions, what they believe in their own hearts. Some people don't have that, and so they follow whatever comes along. And that really is something that's not good. At least in my way of thinking, it's not something good to not be able to think for yourself, to have to have somebody else hold your hand even in your thinking. Now, I'm not talking about raising children. Raising children is a completely different thing. You have to instill them at least the basic values of social interaction, which even in the Bible, they are there. Those are there for giving a child that you're raising a base to go on, and once they become adults, they should be able to think for themselves and decide for themselves what they believe and what they don't believe, and not be hassled about it, and not try to push their own belief on somebody else. They have to be taught to be independent over time as they're growing up, and have a basic social interaction, basic values that most religions have anyway. If you look at most cultures, they have those basic social interaction values. The karma factor, some of them call it the payback factor that's already in the weave of life, is what goes around comes around, and it's there, whether you believe it or not. It's gonna, if you do something bad, it's gonna come back at you. If you do something good, it'll eventually come back at you too. It's just part of life, and I believe God put that in there, but that's my belief, and I don't want to force anybody else to believe that. If you want to believe in the Christ salvation, it was I believe, because I've seen it in my life, but that doesn't mean that I'm forcing you or anybody else, forcing anyone to believe the way I believe. That's a matter of individual heart. And allowing everybody else to influence your choices is not good either. To really make a decision for yourself, you've got to look at everything around you, everything you've heard and that, but at the same time you've got to not allow everybody else's opinions, everybody else's way of thinking to become your way of thinking just because they think that way. You know, they may be a great person, but just because they think a certain way does not make it so you have to think their way too just because they're a great person. You know, a great human being. Who are we human beings to tell each other what to believe and what not to believe? That's what really gets me. It's like, we're all human, as far as I know. And unless there's some possessions of demons and stuff like that, but it's still, you're all human. Who are we to tell each other what to believe and what to think and how to act and how to dress? Who are we to judge each other, basically, you know, and to tell each other, or you know, to condemn each other? That's not right. That is not right to do. So people have to learn to think for themselves, as far as I'm concerned, because I really hate it. I truly hate it when people cannot, or are not using their own brain and their own heart to come up with their own way of thinking. And some are brave enough to speak up about it, and some just want to keep it to themselves. That's okay. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Life will throw you a bunch of you know, monkey wrenches, and you have to deal with it. A bunch of curves, and you have to deal with it. Now, some people choose to deal with it through Christ, and it seems to help their life. Other people choose to deal with it differently, with something else, and it seems to help for the time being. But who knows what's going to happen in the end? My belief is my belief, and I have no right to tell somebody else, if you don't believe like I do, if you don't believe every little thing that I say, that you're going to hell. That isn't right. That is so wrong. It's just so wrong. It's very wrong. And as far as I believe that Satan is the one influencing people, judging each other like that, making people jump all over each other. And it's not something I believe my God would smile at, because who are we, little puny humans, to judge each other? We're all the same, and it doesn't matter color, culture, whatever. When it comes right down to it, we're human. That's all we are, and we have no right to tell other people, other humans, what to think, how to think. Just all we have the right to do is express what we feel. All you have the right to do is express what you feel, what you believe in your heart, and let it go at that. And if somebody sees, if it rings a bell with somebody, if it touches somebody's heart, and they go, oh, wait a minute, but like it sounds like what I believe. Well, that's great, but make sure that that's what it is. Make sure that you're not letting somebody else influence your thoughts and influence your own heart, because that's very, very crucial for your heart to be true to yourself. And in doing so, you will reach the truth. At some point you will. It takes a journey, and at some point you will reach what you intend to reach, the truth. If you're always asking for it, when I had prayed for it, first thing I prayed for, the wisdom of life, the true wisdom and truth of life, from God, from my ancestors, from everything. And it took a long time, but and it's still happening. Slowly and slowly, I'm getting some truths, as far as I can tell. Well, the other ones were like my Prince Charming, which I was only 14 at the time when I prayed that. So yeah, I understood the concept. So yeah, I was sent my soulmate, my main soulmate. And things like that. And wisdom. Like, you know, wisdom, true wisdom. Praying for true wisdom, everything else seems to fall into place. But that doesn't mean life is going to be like absolutely great. it's going to be hard no matter what. And if you look at it as a life journey adventure with a quest to figure out what it is what you were brought here for, even if it wasn't your own choice to be brought to this world, you have to look at, okay, so I'm here now. What do I have to do? What am I supposed to be doing? What is my part? What's my part to be? What am I supposed to, your quest? What's my quest? What are my dragons to face and conquer? That's the way I see life. And at the same time, whoever you cross journey with, in your journey, whoever you cross paths with, you're supposed to help each other on your journeys and encourage each other and not do negative stuff. That makes sense to me, that you are supposed to encourage each other and not put each other down and judge each other and say, well, if you don't believe like I believe, you're going to hell. Like, what? How do you know? You've been there? You have to have been somebody who's completely crossed over, and even then, there's, you don't know for sure. Those who have crossed over, per se, those who have gone on the other side have not come back. Okay? Those who have gone permanent on the other side have not come back. So, the ones who come close to it, that's a different section. It doesn't mean 100% that that's what you got. It's your journey. It's a piece of your journey, but if you're sent back, you've got more to do. But if you're not sent back, you're not coming back to tell us what really actually happens on the other side. Nobody does. And it's like with God, I believe, like, once you see God, you're dead. You don't come back. So, anyway, so, like, just people, you need to think, everybody needs to think for themselves, seriously. Even the ones who like to be told what to do, what to do, what to think, what to say, they need to figure it out so that they know on a conscious level what to do with their lives, if that's what they need. If they need leadership, and they know it, then they go to someone. But when you go to someone, you better check them out. You better make sure that someone will lead you in the right way and treat you right. Not like a little, blind sheep kind of thing. So it's such a topic that really gets to me. But I need to say it, and I'm hoping that more people wake up. And it's not just wake up to what's going on, what's really going on with the elites controlling everybody else still to this day, with a lot of people not realizing it. But it's not just that to wake up to. It's wake up to think for yourself. Wake up to your own heart and stop letting everybody else, every religion, every group out there tell you what to think and how to think, what to believe, what to do when you're an adult. When you're an adult, that's supposed to stop. You're supposed to be able to figure your life out on your own, with a little bit of help here and there as you're going along, but you're still supposed to think for yourself. You're not supposed to let somebody else do your thinking. That's, it's a part of waking up. It's part of growing up. It's part of maturing to think for yourself and be responsible for your own actions and your own thoughts and your own beliefs, and not impose them or force them on anybody else. That's all. It's very simple, but so many people miss out on that simplicity. So, talk to you later. Take care. And in Christ Jesus always, from my heart, and that's a good thing, good blessings. So I don't see anybody would be upset about that, because I'm sending good blessings. My intentions are good. Even though sometimes I have to correct how it comes out, but that's okay. It shows I'm still human. I'm just human. And I'm just wishing the best for everybody on their life journey adventure. Be strong. Don't give up. Whatever happens, do not give up. That's the big thing. And find who you really are. Figure out who you really are. Figure out what you really are, and where your values are, and where your own standards are, and your own heart is. and make your choices from that. And I hope your choices are wise choices. Whatever that is for your situation. So bless you. Take care.